Hey friends, many of you probably aren't going to like this video, and that's okay. If you've been looking at the news recently, there have been many mega church pastors that predicted President Trump to get reelected in the 2020 US election. People like Kenneth Copeland, Jeremiah Johnson, or Chris Valaton of Bethel Church. And these predictions have not come true. As Christians, as followers of Jesus Christ, what should we think about those people and about their predictions? That's what we're going to discuss in today's video, but before I get there, if this is your first time here, I just want to personally welcome you to the HomeGrown Ministries YouTube channel. I'm DJ, and on this channel I strive to provide you with biblical wisdom and encouragement to strengthen your walk of faith. So this is so important because we are warned time and time again in the New Testament to watch out for false prophets. So first and foremost, what makes a prophet? A prophet is someone who declares miracles or predictions that they heard from God. Deuteronomy chapter 13 reminds us that there are two things that prove a prophet is from God. Thing number one is that they don't tell you to follow other gods. They tell you to follow God alone. The second thing is that whatever events they predict must come true. So if either of those things don't occur, the person is not a prophet from God. So look to their fruit. Qualification number one, if they claim to be a Christian pastor, but are teaching things that are anti-Christian, that are teaching things that go directly against what Jesus said, if they've made an idol to be their God and they're claiming it's the Christian God, these people are not a prophet of God. Also, if the events that they predict don't come true, they're not a prophet of God. There has never been a recorded prophet in the Bible that has made a prediction that didn't come true and they backpedaled and said, well, God didn't really mean what I thought he meant. Or God didn't really mean this election, he means, another election. So although I saw that Trump was winning the election, it wasn't the 2020 election, it was the next election. That never happens in the Bible. The predictions that are made by prophets of God actually come true. And this is what Jesus is getting at when he gives us this warning in Matthew chapter 7, verses 15 through 23. It's long, it's a lot of verses, but it's worth listening to, so heed these words, Christian. Jesus says, watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, aka they look like a Christian. But inwardly they are ferocious wolves. By their fruit you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, by their fruit, you will recognize them. And now listen to this. This part gets even more intense. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons, and in your name perform many miracles? Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers. And the world has forgotten that anyone can claim to be a Christian. But that doesn't make them a Christian. You will recognize them by their fruit. And many people, when Jesus comes back, will be saying, Lord, Lord, we prophesied in your name. We cast out demons in your name. And you know what Jesus is going to say? I never knew you. And I hope to God, you friend, and I hope to God, me, never hears those words from Jesus' lips. But there are many today who will hear those words. So we know, based on what we've found out right now, that if the prediction didn't come true, they're not a prophet of God. But because things like elections are really just a coin toss, some of these same people predicted President Trump would win in 2016. So were they prophets then but not prophets now? Well, I'll tell you, I urge caution there. Because remember, that prediction's a 50-50 chance. When Jesus predicted that the temple would be torn down, when he predicted that Jerusalem would be captured and destroyed in 70 AD, when he made that prediction, that wasn't a coin toss. That wasn't something that was likely to happen. A lot of the prophecy in the Bible, look at the prophecy in Isaiah that predicts Jesus. It is very specific. It's very clear. It would be hard to just toss a coin in the air and make a prediction and have it have a 50% chance of coming true. So be careful when the prediction is something as simple as a coin toss, this president or that president, right? That is easy to deceive people with. But let's say that someone got both predictions right. Let's say they got the 2016 president election right, they got the 2020 president election right. Does that make them a prophet? And I would say that we need to look to their fruit. We need to urge caution. Because even if the prediction is correct, what Deuteronomy 13 is getting at is that if they are telling you to worship other gods, then they're obviously not a prophet. And so 1 John 4:1 reminds us this in the New Testament. John says, "Dear friends, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world." So friends, test everyone. Test every person you listen to. Test every person that makes a prediction. Test every person that claims to be a prophet from God. Because you will know them by their fruits. And if they are doing things that are anti-Christian, if they're doing things that go directly against what the New Testament or the Old Testament says, you can guarantee that they're not a prophet from God. So test everyone, myself included. Test me in this. If you think that I'm wrong, search the scriptures. Be like the Bereans in Acts and fact check me as well, because no one is above being fact checked. Again, that includes me. I hope this message finds you well. If you were someone who listens to these pastors that I called out today and you believe that they're right, please, please search their fruit and determine for yourself whether or not they really are encouraging you to worship God or something they've made out to be a God that doesn't exist. And Christian friends, those of you who like this message, please continue to be the salt to the earth, be the light to the world, go encourage somebody else today, because the world desperately, desperately needs it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.